Hi, it's David Waters of the Home Prices Report. And this month we're looking at the report for home prices in the Orangeville area in August of this year. Now, when I started thinking about this report and how I wanted to frame it, I thought, wouldn't it be great is if I could be sitting down next to you and going through the report and showing you where things are moving and what's going on in the industry and where things are at. And so that's what I hope to convey to you today as we go through this report. Now, a word of caution with this report. The report is for the Orangeville area, and there's obviously a lot of countryside and everything else that we do as well. But for this purpose of this report, it's just for the Orangeville area located on this particular map. Now, there's a lot of information and a lot of details that go in on a transaction, on a sale of a home. There's over like 100 pieces of paper that always have to be put together and made sure that everything's followed through on. Now, basically treat me as your pilot. I'll guide you through the process. I will make sure that you're looked after and you're advised. And as we go through this, that's kind of what I'm hoping that you can get out of this, okay? So we're here to help and make things easy for you when the time comes. Now, another thing to think about with this report is the prices of homes and what's going on in the marketplace can differ from month to month. And so when we're living in this evolving and changing atmosphere in real estate, what happened 3 months ago may not be relevant to where things are right now. And whether or not there's a new subdivision that's going in may not be relevant to where you are as well. So there's a lot of different things, a lot of factors that come into play. So this is just an overview of information. But when it comes time to the detail, that's when hopefully we can sit down and go through things in more detail with you. So what we have here, I'll switch over to my other window. So this graph shows relation to price and month, where things are going in the marketplace. Now, as you can see, between June and July here, we saw a dip of about 6%. As compared to last year, we only saw a dip of about 3%. Now, I think there's a number of factors that come into play when this happens. I think there's a little bit of a softening in the marketplace, typically around this time of year. So as you can see, in August, it's typically the lowest point of the year where things sit with regards to real estate. And with a lot of changes coming into the marketplace and what's going on, and with the possibility of things slowing down with the types of mortgages you can get, going from a 30 to a 25-year mortgage, I think that may have something to do with what's going on. But like I said, there's a lot of different things. It's summertime. These things basically tend to happen. So it'll be interesting to see once I get the results for August, and then September. Next month we'll actually have the report for September. So as we take a look at some of the other things here, one thing that we will notice is that let's see, there we go, in the price of homes. So townhouses throughout up until August of this year, we've seen, it started off, we only had a couple of sales, and these are small numbers because, again, it's Orangeville. We don't have the huge numbers that the city has, but there's a number of things that we can go ahead and see. And well, first off, we can, when you look at the median price, back in March it was $249, and as the months kept moving along, we've now ended up in August of having one with $311, and I think you have to take this again with a grain of salt because Orangeville has so many older style townhouses, and there's a lot of new ones that are selling now. So what tends to happen is, so these 3 sales that happened in August could represent 3 of the new ones. And so with 3 of the new ones, of course, it'll go ahead and push up these numbers slightly higher than what some of the older townhouses would be selling at. So keep that in mind. So there does seem to be a fair activity, still strong activity for townhouses and whatnot. Average days on market, you're looking at about 15. We were up at 44 in July. So, maybe things are, I guess some of the things that you could look at is maybe some of the people that were looking to make change or to make a change in their life with regards to being more selective in the types of houses that they're looking at, especially with that July 8th when they made the changes to the mortgages. So something to keep in mind. And I think you'll see more of that as we take a look at semis now. So where are we with semis? So you're looking at about average sale price of about 260, medium price is about 234. But what we're seeing is we're still seeing good demand for semi-detached homes. And as you can see from the percentage of sales to new listings, we're very, very strong in April and May. And then we kind of cooled off a little bit in June and July, and then we've picked up, again, 100% in August. And we've moved down to about 98 days average to list price, and we've slightly moved up a little bit to 24 days on the marketplace. And then when you take a look at detached homes, this one you can pretty much see what the effect of making the change to mortgages in July did. So in July we were at 338 medium price, average sale we were 379. Now we were also looking at 54 sales compared to 51 new properties that were coming up on the market. 30 days on the market, things like that. Now, if you take a look at August, so now we have 29 sales, 42 new listings. The price has still inched up on the average as well as the median price, but things have reduced with the percentage of sales to new listings. We're down to about 70%, and we're about 28 days on the market on that. So there may be less sales, and maybe the people are starting to push back and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I'll take a look at a semi-detached instead because, we're starting to reach that point, the threshold. Maybe it makes more sense for me to get into a semi or a townhouse than it does in a detached because of the changes that happened in July. So that could be one of the effects that's going on. And one of the things that we can do is, when people have arthritis, when the weather changes, they can feel it in their hands. They can feel it in their bones. One of the things that we can see as realtors is when things start making a shift in the marketplace, we know even before the numbers come out what's going on. We can see that. We know based on how many showings we're getting on listings. We know with how many phone calls we're getting. We have this sense of what's happening even before the numbers come out. So if we take a look at last month, we had like 39 sales. There was active of about 114 properties. The sales to active listings was about 72%, so very, very healthy in Orangeville. Days on market was about 32. Average selling price was 98% of list. And, we got an average price of about $365 and a median price of $335. So very, very healthy there. And if you take a look at year to date, we can see that again we're the sales to active we're at 74%. We dip a little bit from where we were last month, or actually the last month, to the overall. So we're about 321,000 for a medium priced home. Average days on the market is about 36. So a lot of things going on in the marketplace there. And then over here, I have a little section, just here's what people have said about me, working with me and things like that. And, very nice couples, Joanne and Susan, and I got the Elzinger family, and, Veronica, she was a great lady that we were able to find a great looking home for her and get her place sold out in the country. So now with this, I've also included, what's currently for sale in Orangeville, and, there is a number of properties. There's only a certain amount in certain price ranges, and there's some great looking homes still on the marketplace. But you can see through the list here of what's there, and as an example of what yours looks like, and have that sense, right? So we'll go through the list here, and then at the back here, there is going to be a list. When I get to the page, there we go. One of the things that I wanted to do was I kind of picked an area a number of years ago of Orangeville, and I wanted to just kind of follow the trend where things are going in that area. So when I started doing the trending, I did it in 2007, and when I noticed that there was 95 properties in 2007 just on the west side that sold, and we had an average price of about 305. Okay, so we did that. I did this year over year. 2008, 2009. See where things were going. 2010, 11, 12, and so one thing that you'll notice now in 2012. If you go ahead and you look at the price, so give you an example. Last year, there's only 76 homes that sold in the Montgomery Village, Settlers Creek, Sherwood area, okay, out by Sobeys there. 342,000 was like the average price of the house. It was, days on market was about 30 days. If you take a look at where things are this year, you're at 359,000, okay? You're about 27 days on the marketplace. So you can see where things are going over those years. So there's a lot of movement, a lot of different things going on. What's driving certain prices in certain areas. Now, what can you do next? So there's 3 things that you can do next to help you, okay? And we have a pinpoint price analysis. So this is where I can come on over and I can give you a real idea of where things sit with your home, and really kind of drill down what kind of pricing possible that your home can be. The next one is it kind of follows suit as you have this room by room review, and if you're a year out or 6 months out, it doesn't matter where you are, because getting educated and getting prepared for sale is very, very important, and especially with the amount of choices that people have in the marketplace. And working in this shifting marketplace, it's good to know what you can do to help the boat go faster, and things that you can do that don't do anything for your price. Okay, so there's things to be aware of that. So in a room by room review, we can go through, and I can guide you and advise you into certain different things that you can make your home worth more to the potential eyes of a buyer. And then the last one is the silent market. The silent market is, on an average, you're working with about 10 to 15 people looking to buy a home. And so what comes out of this is I have this website called Orangeville Daily Homes, and we review homes that come up for sale every day. And these videos go out, and we email it out to about 3,000, 4,000 different people who are looking in this area. So at any given point in time, I could be working with 15 people who'd be looking to buy in the area, and I may be able to actually match up your property even before we put it on the marketplace, right? So we might be able to make those things happen, which makes everybody's life a little bit easier when it comes time to getting the property sold. So anyways, that's just another thing, another service that we do to help. Anyways, that's our last one, or my last page on our report. So until next month, I wish you all the best. And like I said, if you are thinking of getting your house onto the market, then there's things that you can do to help with that. And it may take time. So even if you're, like I said, 6 months to a year out, it may be worthwhile going through a pinpoint price analysis, a room by room review, or you can even ask me how the silent market works and how it could work in your advantage. Okay, that's our last one, everybody. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we will catch you back next month. Okay, take care.